So now let's explore Visual Studio Code, that means VS Code simply. And this is an awesome text editor because it is absolutely free and it has super awesome packages you will probably have on an IDE kind of things like PHP Storm, IntelliJ and other best IDE you have. And these are the functions we are going to see, and I will going to show you my personal configuration for VS Code and some of the great extension for most of the language you are going to use. So firstly, you have to go to code.visual-studio or simply just search Visual Studio Code or VS Code on Google. You will land on this page. So let's download this. So click on this download button and download will start in just a few seconds like this you have here, but I already have downloaded, so I'm going to cancel this out and I will open my downloaded file which I have on my downloads folder. Here is the VS Code Darwin stable version. So let's double click and it's opening. So now we have this here. So let's just double click and this will open up the Visual Studio Code directly. So it's asking for permission. So I will say okay, and this is here. So yes, I'm going to use this, but oops, let's close this. But what I want that to be on my application folder. So if you are using Windows, you just have to install via the wizard like every other software you install on your Windows machine. So it's super easy on Windows also. This is good. Now I will close this out and I will quit this one, and now I will search for VS Code and not this one, yeah, this one. So Visual Studio Code is here. So let's now move it. So first time when you install or when you open VS Code, you will get this welcome page. This welcome page has lots and lots of information. So firstly, you have the start. That means you can create a new file like this, or you can open any folder. So there is a simple way. Here you can click and just select whatever the folder you want to open, but you can directly drag the folders here. So like I have many folders here. So let's say I have this one. So I just drag it here, and yes, that project is now opened with my VS Code. Super easy things. You don't get this functionality, this drag functionality on PHP Storm. I think on Mac I think I don't have, maybe I don't know about Windows user. Okay, so how will I close this sidebar? So here we have the left panel or side panel, whatever you want to say. We have this simple Explorer. So if I click here, yes, it is minimized. So let's now talk about the next thing. So recent, if you have any recent, to have a recent one, so I will go to File, create a new window, and in this new window you will see we have the recent one. So view loader master, this is good, we have this. And if you have lots and lots of recent, you can just search here or simply press Ctrl R to go to this search bar, or you can just see, if you are on Windows, you will get the keyboard shortcut here just like I have here. So this is good. So next is help. There is many things related to VS Code. So let's close this one. I don't want this one. Let's see here. So here we have printable keyboard shortcuts. So all the shortcuts for your machine, and like I am on the Mac, so I get the keyboard shortcut for Mac, and if you are on Windows, you will get the keyboard shortcut for Windows. So all these here, but I don't think anyone read this, because reading is not the key to learn. Key to learn is to practice, and we will practice. Next thing is the color theme. So let's click here on the customize part of color theme. You will get lots of color themes or simply theme for VS Code. So like this, I don't like this one. So maybe dark light, same. So this is good, and monochromatic dimmed is also good. Red, who used this one? came by dark. So I think this is good, but again I don't want to use mouse. A best developer doesn't use mouse quite a bit, so he just want to use everything related to keyboard. So I'm not going to see this thing. I just want to go to that part, that search part directly. For that, if I close this, yeah, we have these simple shortcuts, keyboard shortcut to start with VS Code. So if I press Command Shift and P, or if you are on Windows, then Control Shift and P, like this, I will get all the command. It's a command palette. So here I can search for theme, and you can see we have preferences for color theme. So let's click here, and yes, we get that part. So it's super easy. You just want to change the theme, Control Shift P, theme, enter, up key, down key, and this is super easy. So that's nice, but let's explore one by one. File. To create a new file, you just have to say Command N or Control N if you're on Windows. Similarly, I have already explained you about new window. It will just create a new window if you want to create a new window for other project, like if you are using front end differently, back end differently, like that. Then we have open. Yes, again, if you want to open any folder directly, so yes, we don't have to go here and click on. No, don't ever use mouse unless it is absolutely necessary. Try to use shortcuts, because if you use keyboard shortcut, the workflow will be smooth and you will develop things much faster. But the problem with this VS Code, I don't want to use this. Yes, it is absolutely useful. I can show Explorer, I can hide Explorer, but if I hover over it and wait for some time, yes, I get the shortcut key. So Command Shift and E to open this, but I cannot close this with Command Shift and E. So I think we have to go somewhere and see how we can close. So let's go to view and click on Explorer. That's okay, but how can I toggle this? So I have to toggle my sidebar. So toggle sidebar. So yes, Command B, like this. So if I can use my keyboard to show and hide, why I want this panel? Yes, I can search. So I think there is a keyboard for search also. So yes, Command Shift and F. Similarly for source control system, we have this Control Shift and G, then debug, then extensions. So I'm not going to use this. So let's hide this. So here I just want to hide activity bar, but let's use this view tab and see where we have activity bar. So hide activity bar. So let's hide it, and it is gone. But if you want to have the extension, so Command Shift and E, yes, I have this, and if I press Command B, it's gone. So it is super easy to use. But the next part, the great important thing with VS Code is toggle terminal. So just press Control and tilde to open this, and again Control tilde to close this. So it's super easy, because you can see your workflow will be super clean. Nothing will bother you. If you have the use of command palette, then just use that ng new something you are doing. Then if that is processing, you can hide it. It's hidden, not terminated. Terminal is still open if you use command and tilde. Similarly, just use Explorer and press Command B to change it. But I came from PHP Storm world, I came from Sublime Text world, so some of the key binding I want to use just like I have used on PHP Storm. So if I open my welcome page, so here on the help, welcome, Yes, I have this welcome page back, and here you can see we can install keyboard shortcut for our key bindings related to uh, other IDE or the text editor we have used. If you are coming from Vim world, then install this one. Similarly, if you are coming from Sublime, IntelliJ, Atom, Visual Studio Keymap, Eclipse, all these, even Notepad++. Who uses Notepad++ this time? Okay, so let's again press Command B. But as I have told you, I came from PHP Storm world. So to toggle sidebar, I generally use Command and 1. But here, if I press Command 1, I can't get that. So I have to go to this code, preferences, and keyboard shortcuts. Here we have. So now say here toggle, and spelling is incorrect. Now toggle, what we have to toggle? We have to toggle activity bar. So instead of toggle, I will simply say activity bar. So toggle activity bar visibility, and here let's give a command 1 and enter. So let's close it, command 1. Okay, it's okay, so this is something weird. I just want to change the sidebar, this one, not the activity bar. So this is the great way to introduce you again keyboard shortcut for our settings. So I can just press command and comma. So command comma, I have all the settings here. Similarly, let's close this. If I want to have the keyboard shortcut, so command S or command K. So command K will give keyboard shortcut, but it says was pressed waiting for key chord, and command S. So after that, that means you have to press 2 times, command K, command S. This is the way you can get the keyboard shortcut settings. Okay, so as I have told you, I just want to remove this one. So let's remove this. So how I can remove this? Right click and remove reset binding. Okay, that's good, but I want to toggle, as I have told you, toggle sidebar. Okay, so sidebar, so toggle visibility sidebar, which is command B. I want to change it to command 1. So press enter, and that is done. So press command 1, and yeah, it is here. That's good. Similarly, we can use command shift and E to go to Explorer, command shift X to go to our extension part. So again, I close this. So here is the way you can change all your key binding. So let's now create a new file. So as I have told you, to create a new file, command N is the shortcut. So save this file, command S to index.html, and that should be inside desktop. Save it. Yeah, so here we have, but you know, I can say doc type and all these things, but here is a simple way. If I press exclamation mark and hit tab, it's auto complete the markup for HTML. How it is done? It is actually done via this emmet system. So emmet is super easy. If you have coming from other editor, you probably know about the emmet, so I'm not going to inside the deep of the emmet. It's just a super thing you already know. But here is the cool part. You can see I have here exclamation mark, but I want to have the suggestions for this exclamation mark, what this can do. So I will simply press Control and space bar to have all these suggestions related to this whatever I have here. So it says emmet abbreviation. So click, and yeah, we have this one. But as you can see, it is very small font size. So I just want to change the font size. So as I have told you, you have to go to settings. So code preferences setting, but let's use shortcut. I have told you we are not going to use mouse. So let's press command comma and we are on the setting part. So all the settings for VS Code is inside this big JSON file. So let's search here for font size. So font size, it is 12. I want to change it. So how I can change? Yeah, you can copy here, press comma, paste, and hit Control S or Command S. Yet it is done, but you know, there is a shortcut. Like here, you have this edit pen icon. So let's click and copy setting. You can see it's directly copied here, and let's just change it. This is good. So 14 is good. So this is the default one. After this, next part is the line height. You can see the line height, or simply the space between two lines, is very small. It's not quite clear when we are viewing lots of code. So let's go here, just here inside font we have line height. So again press edit, copy setting, and it's 0. That means now the line height is defined by the font size we are using, but I want to use, it's like 30. So if I use 30, it is looking nice. So if I go, yes, it is visible, clear, easy to read. But maybe if I use 35, that will be good, and font size will be 15. Yeah, this is nice. And the next thing I want to show you is, like, if I have created a div having a class of success, and I want to copy this one more time, so like this, but I don't want to copy and paste. So there is a simple shortcut for that. Just go on that line or select the part you want to recreate. So let's just press Shift, Alt and down key, and the down key will just create that same part to the down of that line. Or if I want to have another, let's create another for here and give it danger. And what if I say Shift, Alt and up, it will just create that line upside. So this is the way you can create a new line, or simply copy and paste new line up or down. So after this, suppose I want to have the two success, that's okay. But let's say I want to search, or I want to just change the success to info. But if I have lots of this, so I don't want to go and select by mouse. As I have told you, we are not going to use mouse. So just have the cursor anywhere on the word and press Command D or Control D, then once more, and just say info. This is good, but if there is lots of same repeated words and I want to select all, so you just have to again have the cursor on the word, press Command U once more, and when it is at the last, when you press Command U, it will have all that in the same, and just select it, make the changes. So this is very handy when you are dealing with multiple cursor type of things. And the next thing is, if you want to have multiple screens on this VS Code, so you just have to go on a view and then split editor, or use the shortcut, whatever shortcut you have. So let's use the shortcut, so this and backslash, and here we have this too. If I once more do, you can see we have 3 panels, and I can move anywhere and just make the changes. And if I want, I can change the files here also. So this is the way you can have all these things. So let's now toggle edit group layout. Okay, so this is one more thing. You can see I have toggled group layout. Instead of vertical, I have this like horizontal one. So this is the way we can have all these things. So let's remove that files we have created. One of the greatest part of having VS Code is that, suppose I want to have a link and I will have a script.js file. I don't have that file still on my project, but I can just create by pressing Control on the Windows and Command on the Mac, and then click, and it says unable to open this file. So do you want to create? Yeah, I want to create that file. So that file is created and you don't have to worry about that. So this is the way you can create a new file on your project. This is very easy and very handy part. One more part is like if I have lorem ipsum here, so this is done, but you can see it's not wrapped. So I will go here and I will say wrap, and editor word wrap is off, so let's on it. Save this file, close settings, and this time you can see it's wrapped, and I like this one, the wrapping part. Okay, so these are the things you can do for our simple configuration of the VS Code. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with other kind of things. So now let's install another theme. So I will press Command Shift and P, type theme here, and yes, we can choose theme, but if I go at the bottom, install additional theme. So this is good, and we have lots of theme for VS Code, and here it's searching for themes. Maybe the best theme I know is material. So let's search for material theme, and material icon theme, yes, but material theme only, this one. So install it. So now our theme is installed. So let's reload this, and here we can now search for theme, and yes, we can have this material theme. This is good and I love this theme. Okay, so this is nice, but again, as I have told you, let's press Command Shift and X to have the extension part, which is I am already on, and let's search for material once more, because now this time I want material icon theme. So again, let's install this one. So material icon theme is also installed, and you can see we have these kind of icons for Visual Studio Code. Once more, reload, and this time what I'm going to do, I will open my project, one of my project. Let's use this testing project here. So I will just drag it, and you can see I have this one here. And now if I close this, yes, everything is here, and let's close each and everything. Yes, this is good. So now again press Command Shift and P, type icon and material activate icon theme. So let's activate it, and yeah, you can see it's super cool. Yes, we have all the icons here, which is looking extremely nice. So these are the things we can change. We have some preferences for this material icon also. And next thing I want to show is that let's open any blade file here, and let's close the sidebar. Yes, we have all these things, but what if I want to use some kind of blade thing, or like here we have if it's not suggesting anything. So let's again go to extension, Command Shift and X, and search for blade. So here we get Laravel blade snippet and blade runner, Laravel blade. So the best one is this one, and I think this is also somewhere, but this is good. So let's install this one also. So this package is installed, but you can see here we have a small demo. So if I type HTML5, and these are the things I will show you instead. So let's go here, and obviously we have to reload the VS Code. So if I now go to again that extension part, and if I say at installed, search for installed one, and here first thing we have to go to preferences setting, then this means command and comma, and then we have to search for this one, emit trigger expansion on tab, which is already true, I think. So no, it is not true, it is false. So let's give it a true. It is saved, super easy thing. Then we have to have blade format enable. So again search for this one, and which is also false. So let's make it true, save it, Then the last one, we have to say emit include language. And what this will do, this will actually give, let's copy setting from here. It will say that, okay, let's use blade as HTML, which is, we have this blade as HTML. So now every setting is done. Let's go to this blade file and let's reopen this blade file. So I'm not going to save anything. Press Command Shift and E for the Explorer or the file system we have, then blade file, and here anywhere you want, I have to say B colon, and I want to use if statement. So let's say this one, B if. So hit enter, or if you want you can just say, like, I have to once more do this thing, B colon if, and here tab, and it's now completed that. Not even this, if you want B section, yes, we have this section, and we can give the section name, and everything is this. And I think you got the point why we are using this package, because it is super awesome. So this is good, but let's try to create a new div here. So I will say div and hit tab, it's completed. If I say div dot, I want to give a class of let's say margin top and 4. So hit enter or tab, it's auto completed because of the emit. If I want to give 2 classes, then again dot margin left 4, margin left 4, then I want to give an ID of 23, hit tab, everything is complete because of the emit we have. So this is good because everything is already there. Now I will go and open .env file. So as I open .env file, the cool part of VS Code is that it's saying, okay, let's search for this kind of file on the extension. Where do we have this kind of extension? Yeah, I have this kind of extension. So let's install this .env extension and see what this will going to give us. This .env file is just a simple boring type of file, but after this, let's see what's going to happen. So reload, and here you can see it's having some kind of highlights, and this will just help us in recognizing things and how these things are work. This is easy. This is not so good, not so bad, but I like this one. So this is the way I have on my Laravel project. But again, if you are using Laravel, you need to have one more package, which I call Artisan. It's not so useful, but sometimes it is useful because maybe you don't want to open terminal. So like that, you just have to say Laravel artisan command, and every artisan command will work just here on this command palette. So it is installing again, and you can see the demo part. It's having route list, and we will get the route list here, all the route list here. So controller, if you want to make controller, let's press controller, enter its name, and done. So let's reload and we will try ourselves. So yes, it is reloaded. So now open again terminal and php artisan route colon list, and this is good. We get the list, but it's not readable. So let's close everything, press command shift and P, say route list is also already suggested, hit enter, and yes, we have all these things. You can directly go to this just by pressing command or control for Windows user, and then hit just mouse click, and yes, we are on this controller. But here again, I have to use some of these things. Now suppose I want to use the user model here. So like user model and find with the ID of 1. This is the thing I want to use, but we have to use that model here at the top. We have to import that, but there is no such thing for the VS Code itself, which just get that at the top. So let's grab another extension, search for PHP IntelliFence, and IntelliFence is quite good than IntelliSense So install this one, and IntelliFence import these things at the top, which is super nice. This package is installed. Reload this VS Code, and here I just want to use this user model at the top. So now here, after that, if we want to import this at the top, I will press Command and spacebar to have the suggestions, or if I remove R and once more type, it will give the suggestions. So like this one, we have the suggestion, and it says use app-user. If you want some other, then you can use that also. So now this is included here. Not even that, if you want to return response, and response, inside this response you want to say null, and let's say like response you want to use, which is inside Symfony component http foundation : http underscore no content, and this time this response is used at the top. And if you want to get this file, if you want to go to this file, you can just press Command or Control and hit here. Yes, you are in a new tab and land on that particular file. So this is super easy thing and super useful part for the IntelliFence, not sense, IntelliFence. This is quite good. So now let me show you one more thing, that if I remove this and I have not completed this code, this is error, having some kind of error, and if I hover over it, IntelliFence is suggesting that okay, you have missed something. Let's complete that, save it, and this is done. But what if I want to have this kind of system like this, and I want to expand this, or I want to format this? So if I now go to settings, command comma, and here I will type like format on save. It is false, so let's make it true. Save this, go here, let's save this file, and you can see it's just going to reformat everything. Let's do one more time. It's fun to have this thing. So save it and it is here. So this is super easy thing, and you don't have to worry about the formatting. So like if we give this indentation, yeah, these indentation, if I save, everything come back. So this is super thing for this format on save part. So these are some of packages need for fast Laravel development, but still we have some problem. What the problem is that if I open welcome.plate.php, if I try to open or try to create a new div, so if I will say div, if I close it, it's not auto completing the closing part. So let's grab another package or extension, which is like auto close. So auto close tag, install this one. Auto rename tag, this one also. Okay, so these two packages are installed. So let's reload this one, and now let's see the magic. So I will simply say div, hit enter. This is for emit, but if I use div and close it, it's now auto completing. When this is useful? This is useful when you are using a view component, because now emit knows yes, there is div kind of things for HTML, but if I want to say test, emit doesn't know about that test. If I have test component, so like the component, this is not having any kind of autocomplete, but if I use this kind of system, it is now completed. But same thing is related to renaming. If I try to rename here, you can see it's also renamed at the last part or closing part of the name of the tag you are using. So this is very handy if you are using view. Let's go to the view, and if I go to resources, then asset JS, and here we have the component example component. Let's use this example component. And the cool part of very cool part of VS Code is that it's suggesting you that hey, you don't have any extension related to view, so do you want to install? So it says yes, install and show recommendations. So let's see recommendations for this. So vulture, and these are the things. So what I'm going to show you, let's go to Chrome, and here I will search for Vue.js VS Code pack, and I think the pack is by Saraha. And let's search for this VS Code pack. Saraha has created this package. Maybe package by, no, this is by Muhammad Al Raza. Okay, so we have lots and lots of things for only view. We have Volter, which is suggested by VS Code, then view peak, auto peak and go to the definitions of the component, then auto rename, auto close we have already installed. We have to install npm for the npm support, then es6 snippet, then npm IntelliSense and path IntelliSense. So let's grab one by one. Yes, we can install all these via this button, but install one by one so that we can see what each and every package can do. So if I now install Vulture first, so install this one. Now it is installed, so let's reload this page, or reload VS Code, not this page only. So here we have, and let's open our example component. So in VS Code, if you want to open or go to new file, as I have told you, you can just press command P, so command P, and type example component. But you can see the files we have already opened is given here as a suggestion. So let's grab the component, and first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to delete everything, and I want to start from scratch. So I will say template, and you can see it's suggesting with all the snippets. So if I press enter or tab, it's having this kind of system, but if I use PUG, it's having language of PUG. So this is good. But if I want to say scaffolding, so scaffolding means everything: the template, the script, the style. So this is good. But if you don't want all these things, you just want scaffolding for script, yeah, that is also there. For TypeScript, yes, that is also here. Similarly, you have lots and lots of options. So let's create a scaffolding for all of these things, and I'm going to create a div having a class of ABC, but this has to be 3 times. It's super like emit. So this means inside view we have this emit, but this Viter or Vulture, whatever you want to call it, this extension is super cool because it is also included ESLint. You can see it's giving error because we have to have only one root component inside this template. So if I use div and move these 3 inside here, you can see the error is gone. And now what I'm going to show you is that suppose I want to use here like vif. So v, and you can see it's super easy. I love this extension because it's giving all these extension. I want to use all these things. So let's say I want to use vif. So vif and hit enter, and I will say vif of let's say show. So show is the data we have not created yet. So let's create a data. Data is going to return, and returning what? Show. So I will say show here, which is true for now. But let's use reverse technique. Like I have defined show here, but I just want to use here. So if I say the suggestions, so you can see it's now giving show. But if I have this like logged in variable we have here, and if I go here and if I get the suggestion L, if I type L only, it says that logged in. Super cool extension for view lovers. So now let's go and see the other part. So view peak, allow peak and go to the definition of view single file component. So let's use view peak. So go to extension, type view peak. So here we have, let's install this one, and it is installed. Reload this page. And so now suppose I am using any kind of component. So let's grab anything. Yeah, on our app home I have used this component. So here I want to go to this any of this component. So I will press command and hit enter. Yes, I go to that directly to that component. So again let's open app.home, and suppose you don't want to go to that component, you just want to see what it includes. So right click, peak definition, and it's just having a small window where you can search for anything, you can see, even you can change something if you want to change. So this is good, and you can save and press escape to remove that peak definition. So this is for view peak. So let's close these things, and next part is yes, JavaScript import part. So suppose here on this we have this import of app notification. I want to again have another one, so like import, and if I try to use this, it's not doing many things, but let's use ES6 snippet. So extension ES6, search for this. We have to say ES6 JavaScript ES6 extension. So install this one. Okay, so finally it is installed. So let's reload this VSCode once more, and let's see what this package will do for us. So I will go once more here, and here are the suggestions what you can do. So import fs from fs, so imp then space, so here imp and hit enter, and yes, we have this. So module name is like footer, and then press tab and you will fall back to the name whatever you want to give. So I will say like app footer. Super easy to import. And what is the next thing? You can import any CSS file, import anything you want, and then you can use the constructor. Yeah, if you want to create the constructor here, suppose I want to create a constructor. So constructor for, obviously not for this one because this is not a TS file, so that means the TypeScript file. On the TypeScript we can use constructor, and similar things are here. I think you got the idea. So next is npm IntelliSense or ESLint. ESLint is already included with Vueter. And the next one I want to show is that npm IntelliSense. So let's search for npm IntelliSense. So let's search for this one and install this. It will give you super thing. I will just show you. I have showed you that import part like IMP, this one, but there is something more interesting with this IntelliSense of npm. So what I'm going to do, in a new line I will go and press Command Shift and P, and here I will say import. So import, press enter, and what you want to import. So I want to import like view markdown. So this is like whatever the npm script you have. If I go to package.json file, and in the package.json we have all these things. So these things can be imported directly via using this command palette and import. And yes, here we have all these things which we have already installed in our npm node modules folder. So this is super easy to use. After this there is one more, path IntelliSense. So let's try for path IntelliSense. Why fence? Sense only. Okay, so path IntelliSense. Yeah, install this one. It is super easy. So now let's reload this once more, and what this will going to do, let's open welcome.php. So welcome.blade.php, and at the top, just at the top, I want to include any link. So link is this, but here you can see it's having all the path which I have. So like this, if I say this one, then asset, and if I say yeah, there we have public, inside public we have CSS, inside CSS we have app.css. So this is super easy things for path IntelliSense. So I think all of these are good, and the best packages among these we have installed, but one thing is not given there, which is bracket color. This is good one because here if I don't save this, if I go here, you can see I don't know where this data is going to end, because all of these things, yeah, it is highlighting, but it's not clear at the time of watching. So install bracket pair colorizer. So what this will do, this will have three colors and it will switch between three colors for every indented or nested one. So let's reload and see its magic. So here we have, and we have this color. So super easy. So you can see, yes, we know that item having this color, this yellowish color. So yes, if I go, yeah, I get this yellow color, and similarly I know that data is having pink color. So whenever I get the pink after this blue, so let's grab pink, blue, okay, so this is the one. So this is super easy and extremely useful package for bracket, for pairing of the bracket, recognizing where is the closing bracket. Now after this, I want to go to the Angular extensions. So again, on the Google, I have typed Angular VSCode pack, and let's open this in a new tab. While this is opening, I will go to another project for our Angular. So let's open this here, drag it here. It's now having Angular project here, and let's go to Chrome. And what are the packages? This package is Leon Groner. I think the package from John Papa is very nice. So VS Code, go to extension and Angular, just type Angular and we get the package. So yeah, I think this one, no, yeah, this one, the package by John Papa. So this is super nice for Angular 5, which is the latest version. So install this one because we need this one. And if you have any kind of extension while using Angular, that will make your life super easy. And while this is installing, I will search for tslint, and yeah, tslint is here. Install this. Okay, so tslint is just giving you error if you have any kind of error. So that's the way tslint work. So Angular 1 is installed, but we have not installed that lint, so we have to wait for that. Where is that lint? tslint lint. Okay, it's installing. Okay, so this is also installed and that Angular 1 is also installed. So reload these two, reload once more for both of these. So here we have this package, and let's now go to Explorer, and here what this package can do for us. So suppose on this app folder, I will create a new file just for testing purpose. So I will call that file is like home.ts, and this file can be anything. So if this file is a service file, so a-service and hit enter, yeah, it's completed. If this file is for component, so component, and that should be like a-component, so hit enter, and again it is completed. And there are various things you can do. So if you scroll here, you can get, so you can create a module. If you want, you can create a pipe also here. So there are various kind of things you can do with this package, but not only this one is useful. We have one more package. So let's go, or package, it's extension. So let's go and search for Angular once more, and here you can see we have one more which is called Angular language service. So let's install this one. This is very useful because this extension has quite a good features, and I will show you, you will going to love this extension. Now reload this VS Code, and here what I will do, I will firstly go to app.component.html, and here it's having welcome to title. and title is a variable which is defined in here on app.component.ts. But what if I will say, instead of title I will say name, and whenever I save, you can see we have this red underline which just saying that hey, this is actually not defined. So I will go here, I will say name and is equal to, I will say Sarthak, but again it's saying hey, this is not has to be inside double quotes, you have to move this inside single quote. So if I save this, error is gone. So go here and once more save it, and yes, it is gone. Not only this one, if you want to give, like if I want to have a click event for this, so parenthesis and then click and hit enter, it's auto completed that thing. Similarly, if we want to have ng model, so model, ng model option, all of these things are here. So this is very useful package for our Angular. So yes, we have this Angular, but suppose this is just for front end. In the back end, we are using Laravel. So what we are going to do? Yes, we can have a new window, and here on this new window, I can have that testing Laravel project I have, and this testing is for Angular. This testing folder, this testing window for VS Code is for Angular, but this is not the recommended way. Or what if I have both of the project in a single window? So here comes the add folder to workspace. So if I go to add folder to workspace, I will search for tutorials, and then I have Laravel and testing, add this, and boom, you can see we have workspace untitled, and this has two types of testing. One is the Angular and second is testing, and the name is just I have given the name by mistake. I have given the both backend and front end the same name of testing, but what it doesn't matter whatever the name you have for backend or the front end. And you can see if I save this this workspace, so go to file and save workspace as, now I'm going to give the name, workspace name is testing, and save it. So it's now saved, and you can see the workspace name is testing. And you know, even we can save the settings. This is the user setting we have, and we can create our own workspace setting. So here is the structure of the workspace, and here is the settings. So let's say the font size I want to have for the workspace is like I want here to be 18. Okay, so save this, and this is for 18. But if I open any another project, even any one of these project, we are not on the workspace, then this will not going to show that kind of configuration. Like here we have 16 font size, but here on a single project, let's open any file. Yes, you can see it's not 16, it's 14 or 15, whatever we have given. So this is the cool part, and I love this because working with two kind of front end and back end with two different windows will be cumbersome. So this is the way you have great part on the system of the Visual Studio. And next part is the GitHub type of things, or simply you can say version control. So in the VS Code, you have a good version control system, and it will prompt you, it will help you deciding where you want to commit, which file you have changes. So I will open a project here which already have a repository on GitHub. So I will just open this, and here I will press Command Shift and E to go to the Explorer, and in the Explorer you will see that all the files here, this app folder has simple dot. Why there is a dot? Because again we have a mail and a dot. So let's see the dot, and the file which is contact email.php is m. M means modified. It says okay, you have made changes in this file. So like if I again say any change, save this file, and you can see on the activity bar, you can again show activity bar from here. On this activity bar you have this, and only one file is you can say modified. But if I change another file, I will just give a space and save it and go here. Okay, so I think if I give a new line, and yes, user.php is also modified. So what you can do, you can simply say you want to add it. So you don't have to open the command prompt here or the terminal here, or simply just say add and command or enter or shift or enter. If you don't know the shortcut, it says press command plus enter. So add, and I will say command enter, and it says would you like automatically stage all your changes, commit them directly, and hit save yes. And you can see everything is now gone, and my files here, these files doesn't have any dot or m or anything. So suppose I create a new file here, new file like abc.php, and this file, if I save, it says you. This means untracked. Git doesn't know about this kind of file. And again on here you can see we have the shortcut for this also. So if I hover over this, and yes, we get the shortcut. So you can simply use one system and you can delete that file, you can add to the stage area, you can open that file from here directly. So these are the things you can play with the Git. And here if you click on this three dot, you get the whole Git related commands directly here. You don't again have to open the terminal and do all Git and all the steps. So everything is from here for your seamless and easy workflow on Visual Studio Code. So I have explained you how you can install for any kind of language. We have checked for Laravel, we have checked for Vuejs, Angular. If you are from Python world, then just go for the extension, press Command Shift and X and say Python. You will get tons of extensions, and again the Google is your best friend. Go to Google and type Python VSCode extension pack, and you will get the pack that means the Python related extension. And this is the way you can configure your VS Code. I have explained you my basic configuration to have efficiently working on the VS Code. Everyone know about VS Code, everyone uses VS Code, but I have just showed you how you can efficiently use VS Code. Don't ever use mouse, try to use keyboard shortcut to have fast access on everything else, so that your project will completed in the time and you don't have to worry about that. So share this video with everyone you know who just use or develop any kind of things, who just used to have a editor. Just share this video so that everyone know how efficiently use the VS Code. Don't forget to subscribe and like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We will meet in the next episode, any other episode. So we will meet in any other episode. Till then, goodbye.